Return of the Caveman.
Hi, I'm Serena Vincent and you're watching Airlim.
This is the episode where it's about Koda, his backstory. Everything about him you'll find out in this one episode as it begins. So literally you see him opening up and he's knocking away this wall, and I will pick apart that at the very end. So he starts knocking at the wall and he finds an Energem and he's wondering what it is. Suddenly he hears a scream like, "Oh no, what am I gonna do? Help me!" And it's his little brother. And you have a saber-toothed tiger. And when I first saw this CGI tiger, I instantly thought, it's morphin' time! Saber-toothed tiger! I don't know why. That's how I instantly thought about it. So literally, you know, Koda's running and the saber-toothed tiger is slowly coming up onto his little brother. Suddenly you just see Koda dive bomb the tiger. He's like, "Hells no!" Boom! Takes him down, and as they're falling, you know, you hear his brother going, "Koda, no!" And then you suddenly just see Koda falling. The Energem kind of like bonds with him, and that's how he gets his power. Now, I know in the previous episode they've turned around and said you won't age at all. Does this mean that they can't be hurt whatsoever from that fall? Because it's not just a small fall, like landing on something. It is literally a big fall, a very deep fall. And I kind of thought at this point, as you see the special effects all go around him and fuse with him, I kind of think, would he have turned into a ranger so the suit takes the impact rather than Koda? So you know, it's kind of you find out a lot about him. Then he wakes up, and I've got to admit, I like this scene. Koda walks out, you know, he's like, he's kind of like shaken because of the dream. He thinks it's real, and he just, you know, leaves and grabs his weapon, because obviously in the next room, the Rangers haven't checked in Koda's room to see if he's sleeping, just literally just turning on the bike. It's like, hey, why are we just, you know, revving up this bike? And it's just like, well, you know, do we check that Koda there? Because obviously it's going to scare him, or it's going to make a loud noise, but we'll check first. But no, the Rangers don't. They just literally go ahead with it. And they talk about the bikes, and again, I was kind of thinking, oh, they're kind of using it. They're going to be using them like you see in the Super Sentai. I don't know if they used it a lot, or if they just kind of didn't. I don't know, so we're going to find out about that one. Koda's scared about it. He's like, what the hell? My favourite part of this scene, I think the entire whole episode, is when they're all saying like, "Oh, don't worry, you know, loud noises scare you, you know, technology does that," and suddenly Shelby's phone starts vibrating and he just goes, "Ah!" Smashes it. And I don't know, it seems like they pick on her, or the whole dynamics. It's a fun group of Rangers. I think this is the funnest group of Rangers I've seen for a very long time, if not the only one that I thought these guys work together. And one thing in this other scene is Chase is going on and he's talking about how he's going to help Koda ride, and he lists a few things, and then suddenly you've got Riley going, hang on a minute, kangaroos are, no, there are no kangaroos in New Zealand. In Australia, he's like, yeah, same thing. I like this. It just, the team works really well, and whoever's riding this properly, well done. You've actually made a group of Rangers gel so well in such a long time, pretty much more than the others from when S.P.D took over, just in case it's like, but the other Rangers work together. These guys just seem to really work together, and the dynamics, the comedy between them, it's not forced. It's like, it would happen if you were in a team like that. It wouldn't just be like, guys, you've got to take this seriously, we've got to make sure there's no laughing. Everyone takes the kind of the piss out of each other, and I like this. It jumps onto like Sledge's ship, and rather than going through everything, you've got this new bad guy. He's turning around and he's saying like, oh, you know, I can do this, I can beat the Rangers. My cages, because apparently he is a cop with lots of cages, and he says like, oh, you know, I'll get them. And it's like, oh, you know, this person never misses, etc, etc. And you find out that they're bringing in the guy from Q Ranger, the kind of silly one with the hat, who looks like the guy from Final Fantasy IX a little bit. I can't remember what his name. I never watched the Japanese one. Don't judge me. I haven't watched it. But it brings in this like this cute toy guy for Poisonita, and then they become best friends. So I'm guessing we're now going to see the type of footage of them both together. So they couldn't have had it on their own, so they had to bring in. And when he turns around and says we made them out of monster parts, I'm kind of thinking, do they just literally cut off limbs and stuff from all discarded monster parts? We're going to just cut them up and put them together. And why did they not do this at the very beginning? I don't know, but still, we've now introduced another part from the Q Ranger Sentai into the Power Ranger universe, so now we're going to see some more fun and some interesting development between them. Now it is, Koda is learning to ride a bike, and that's it. He's learning, and he's like, whoa. One thing, I'm going to talk at the end about it. So he's riding a bike, he's like, whoa, and then obviously Chase and Koda are talking about things about the past, and Koda kind of opens up a little bit, and Riley's like, well, you know, I'm gonna help you, etc, etc. Girls walk by because Power Rangers instantly just like hit on them, like, oh, hey girl, what you doing? What you doing there, girl? Oh, you'll be fine, girl. I like this because it's showing that there is adult humor in this. Kids will not probably see it, but again, the adults will get it. Again, I kind of think this is a mixture between good and you know, adult and kid wise, so it's quite fun to watch. Suddenly the monster appears out of nowhere, throws a cage, and this kid's just riding a bike towards Koda. This guy's already caught Chase. Koda then kind of, I don't know how you say it, he like kind of jumps on, kind of covers so like the kid won't get hurt. And oh, there's a little thing that annoys me. The cage lands on the bike. Then they get teleported into this cave. Apparently this kid has broken his leg, which I'm very, very weirded on, because it's like, wow, that couldn't have happened, and oh well, I guess it's kind of broken. So then Koda pretty much says, I'm gonna help you. He takes, puts the kid on his shoulders, and they kind of leave the cave after he's kind of like pretty much like, I don't know, kind of like pretty much puts his leg in a splint. And then this part reminded me of just the Tomb Raider game at the very beginning, where Lara's escaping this cave. The monster then says, I'm going to come and get you. The kid then has a GPRS, and it's just like, oh, we might not get any phone signal, but GPRS is here. Now, if anyone has used GPRS on their phone, they know that if there's hardly any signal, GPS is the worst thing in the world. So I don't know if they have some sort of super technology. The cave, it goes like, I'm gonna cut out the signal in the cave, and it's gonna literally just be GPRS works. No one uses GPRS anymore. We're gonna use that. If it was an actual GPRS device, happy days. It kind of like got me annoyed, because again, it's frustrating when you've got no signal, or you've got 1 bar of signal and then you've got your GPRS and it doesn't work. But we're digressing. The Rangers are now looking for Koda and Chase on the bikes, and I'm guessing this is probably the most they're ever gonna use it in actual Ranger footage rather than Sentai footage. So it's going to be interesting to see if they're going to be using more of these bikes. As Koda is escaping with this kid in the cave, Tomb Raider style, you've got Kendricks. Is it Kendricks or Kendall? It's going to take me a while to learn the names properly. But Kendricks is Kendall is walking into the museum and tells all the Rangers like to kind of go. And I don't understand, and this is something that obviously Shelby stays behind, but you think it would be a bad move that if she is the person who owns the museum or runs a special thing at the museum, whatever, you have all the Rangers just working at the one place and they don't kind of disappear. Now, I could understand is if, say, Shelby works there or Tyler works there, and then you have Riley, he kind of works somewhere else. I can understand that, because then you can leave one person or you can leave 2 people at that time, but having them all kind of work together in the museum, you kind of notice that they're going to disappear and then the Rangers pop up. So they find out where Koda and Chase are. They're at this big, massive cave, and Kendall's telling the Rangers, basically Tyler and Riley, who are on the bikes in the Ranger suits, we're going to see the only time, never going to see them ever again, the bikes that is. And then suddenly you see Koda running out with the kid like, no, he died, he got hit by a blast, no, no! And then that's pretty much it. Koda then looks at this bad guy, he's like, I'm gonna hate you, and you can see the passion and the hatred. So he kicks the cage out of the way and then shouts out, it's morphing time. They morph, they turn around and say the dinosaur names and then the actual Ranger colours, and then they go fighting, they pretty much beat him, and then they call the Megazords. And this time, and I had a little bit of a gripe, but I don't know if this was in the Sentai, they call the Megazords, and Riley's like, yeah, I'm gonna call my Zord, or Tyler says, call your Zord, Riley, do it. Boom, this happens, and then all of a sudden, you know, the Velociraptor comes running out and combines into the arm, which then makes it a better kind of Megazord, more powerful. And they find out it's got a more powerful power behind it. More powerful power? What am I talking about? Basically, it's stronger, and Riley's like, wow, this Megazord thing is absolutely awesome! I love it! This is cool, I like it! Pink Ranger's Zord's just popped off the arm. She's still in the cockpit. I don't know. Oh, Megazord ethics, I'm not 100% sure. So, literally defeat the monster, and then that's pretty much it. You've then got the closing credits where you have, then switches back to the Rangers arriving at this kind of cliff point, and you see the kid that Koda saved has turned around and said, look, you know, this is what happened, he saved me, he did this, he did that, it was awesome. Koda then gives him a bike, and it's like, here you go, you know, this is because the old one was broken, which is really nice. Rangers actually saying, here's a brand new bike, you know, it was destroyed, you know, and the kid's like, hey, I'm going to teach you how to ride a bike, and Koda's like, oh, I don't know. And the kid's like saying, look, as soon as you get on, don't stop pedaling, carry on, keep going. And I imagine just Chase going, what the hell, kid? I kept teaching this guy everything. What the hell? So Koda is then just literally going around the grass, and he's like, I think I got it, which is a nice kind of end to it. Now, I like this episode. It was a very nice, it's nice that we're getting backstory, we're getting the story that we want, and it's slowly progressing, not just in your face, here is everything in episode 1. So it's nice seeing the backstory, it's fine. I did have some gripes with this entire episode. First of all, it was when Koda was getting the Energem, the thing kept slipping, so I don't know why, but yeah, it's a little gripe but not much. Then it was the bike thing, because when the cage lands on the bike, you'd kind of think that it would make it a bike shaped, not a complete semicircle, so it was a more perfect semicircle. And then at the end, it was literally Koda riding a bike, not knowing, but near a cliff edge. Oh, those are the only little things, but in fact it was a very good episode. I am really liking Dino Charge. It's been all information. It's not been like silly crazy, it's been, this is what we're doing, we're slowly integrating everything for you, and we're doing it one by one, not in a rush where you could have, like, say, 2 backstories in one episode where it can get confusing. But it's a very nice addition to the Power Ranger family, and I enjoy this. I'm enjoying the series, and I can't wait for the next one. So I'm going to give you 2 questions, Rangers. First of all, what do you think about the episode? If you've seen it, let me know down below in the comments, and as this is kind of a shortened down one, not a lengthy one that I normally do, what do you guys think? Do you like this kind of like short breakdown of just what happens rather than me rambling on about everything? Let me know down below in the comments as well. And if you've liked this video, like, favorite, comment and subscribe. Check out all the other videos we're doing, Rangers. It would help a lot, especially with the Yata games. And as always, Rangers, thanks for watching, and I will see you in a bit.